Hello guys, how are you? This is Teacher Polite, and again today we are here. We are continuing with our revision for grade 7 EMS for term 4. So that is what we want to do. Um, okay. Okay, so um we are starting from question 7, that's where we left it out. So read the information provided below and answer the questions that follow. Sugar and Spice is a small business that sells a variety of scarce ingredients needed by catering businesses. The incomplete budget for October 2014 is listed below. The budget is based on October 2013 and September 2014. Okay, so that's the information. So we're supposed to complete the budget. So you can see there is A there. A is receipt of cash, B payment of cash, and then C surplus for the month, and D money at the end of the month. So for us to find A, which is our receipt of cash, we are supposed to add the two. So we are going to add and say 400, 200,000, 250. Oh, okay. 400,000, 250. Then we add 10,000, 350. So we get our answer 410,600. 410,600. Our answer. So 410,600. If we want to put that those 400,000, 450, we show our working 10,350. So that is our answer there. Then we move on to part B. B, we are supposed to calculate our payments of cash. So for us to find our payments for cash, this is what we are going to be doing. Okay, so let's add those figures that we have there. We're going to add the stock forward, transport, cost of getting stock, staff wages, shop rental, and advertising costs. Those are our payments. So let's add, say, 200,000 as 1,500 as 20,000 as 8,000 as 4,000. So we are getting 233,500. 233,500. So yeah, I didn't show the workings because the numbers are a bit a lot. So, but I hope you actually have seen how we found this answer. Let's move on to C. So C, we want to find out the surplus for the month. So how do you find out the surplus for the month? Surplus is you say total receipts minus total payments. So A was total receipts, B total payments. So we are just going to say 410,600 minus 233,500. So on my calculator, since I use this, I'll just subtract 410,600 and we're going to get 177, 100. So 177,100. That is our answer. And then D, they want us to find out the money at the end of the month. So we'll say surplus plus money at the beginning. Then we will find the surplus, which we calculated, plus this, and then we'll find the. So we're going to say 177,100 plus 23,000. So let's say 177,100 plus 23,000. So okay. So we'll get our answer to be 200,100. 200,100. So that is what we have. So you are supposed to know like how a budget is prepared. A budget is prepared to find out like how much money is going to come in, how much money is going to go out, and it helps us to plan for the future. Okay. If sales for October 2018 were 250,000 and the sales for September 2014 were 350,000, do you think 400,250 is a realistic amount to achieve for October 2014? Provide a reason for your answer. Okay. So this one, they want your opinion to see. In 2013, our sales were 250. And then in 2014, they were 350. So now they are asking, do you think that it is realistic for us to think that in for October 2014, we are going to have 450. So what are we going to say? What do we think then? Okay. So if we look at it, you'll find out that October 2013, we had 250. And the sales for 2014 September were 350. It actually took a year for us to have an increase in sales of something like 100,000. So what makes us think that in a month we are going to be having like an increase of 50,250? So saying, okay, it is not realistic given that it took a year to have a sales increase of 100,000. How can it take only a month to have like 50,000, you have a 50,250 increase? How is it going to take only a month for us to have an increase in sales of 50,250? So it is not going to make sense. Okay, how did I get the 50,250? I just said 400,250 minus 350,000. 350,000. So you get your 50,250. So that is the reason. Let's move on. Name any two expenses that you think would have also increased if sales increased by 50,000. Explain your answer. So obviously, we are going to have things like maybe cost of sales, and then we are going to have maybe transportation costs. Because if sales increase, it means you are supposed to buy more stock. So the amount of stock bought is going to increase, and that is going to increase also our transport costs. So basically, that is it. Also, even advertising, it might be depending on the situation. Okay, let's move on to number 8. So number 8 is saying, provide a detailed explanation of an entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? So an entrepreneur is a person who takes the risk of investing in a business opportunity in order to make a profit. So an entrepreneur is a person who takes the risk of investing into a business, who takes the risk of starting a new business in order to make a profit. List the 4 entrepreneurial actions. What are the actions that entrepreneurs do? Number 1, they buy. Number 2, they sell. Then number 3, they produce. Then number 4, they make a profit. So these are the entrepreneurial actions. They buy, they sell, they produce, and they make a profit. Explain the term advertising. So to advertise is to publicize a product. Is to publicize a product. So you are publicizing your product, or we can say it is the activity of producing an advertisement, or the act of informing customers about your product. So the product, let's say, or the act of informing the customers about the company's product. So that is advertising. You're trying to like inform your customers about your product and maybe their prices or anything that has to do with your product. List the 4 P's of marketing and provide a brief explanation. So I guess we all know what are the 4 P's. Number 1 being the product. So what is a product? So when we talk of a product, we are talking about what is it that you're selling. So what it is that you are selling, what product is being sold. Then price, we are talking about the amount charged for the product. Then place, we are talking about the channel of distribution. The channel of distribution. Then promotion. we are talking about the method of communication. Yeah, method of communication or advertising. Okay, then provide a definition for the socio-economic imbalance. So when we talk of the socio-economic imbalance, you're talking about that people, um, is a situation whereby people do not have equal access to like resources. So people do not have equal access to resources, like for example, especially the resources you're talking about is land, labor, capital. Yeah. So those things are the things that can lead to socioeconomic imbalance. Name and explain two types of inequality. So we have number one, inequality of income. Some people have more income than others. Meaning some people have more income than others. Then the next one, the next type of inequality is maybe inequality of opportunity. So when we're talking about inequality of opportunity, we're talking about some people, they have more chances than other people have. Like, for example, some people can just have an opportunity to go to a private school, whereas other people don't have that opportunity. So, or chances than others. So some people have more opportunities or chances than others. So that is what we are talking about. Provide two reasons for the difference between income. What are the reasons why some people have more income than others? So sometimes it could be the reason of education. Some people are much more educated than others. So, like you expect someone who is more educated to have more maybe income than someone who hasn't. And also we have sexism. So when you talk of sexism, you just find out that in the business world or the business environment, they still that like gender imbalance whereby maybe men are paid more than women even though they are performing the same job or the same task. So that is the other thing. And also we have things like racism. So racism in some way it is still playing a major role. Um, like it's still playing a major role in the business world. All right. Then explain the term production. Explain the term production. So what are we talking about when we talk of production? Generally, production the making the making of goods. We are making goods or services to satisfy human needs and 1. So the making of goods and services to satisfy human needs and wants is what we are referring to as production. Then list the 3 stages of production and give an explanation of each. So we have 3 stages of production. Number 1 being the primary stage of production. And in the primary stage, we are saying it involves the extraction of raw materials from nature, like for example, mining, forestry, farming. These are examples. Then number 2 is secondary stage. So the secondary stage of production, it includes manufacturing, construction, and processing of raw materials, like into finished and semi-finished goods. So like when we talk of the secondary stage of production, you're saying maybe the raw materials that we obtained from the primary stage, we are now like processing them, manufacturing them into finished and semi-finished goods. Like for example, maybe the wood that you obtained or timber that you obtained from primary stage, then you are converting it into furniture in the secondary stage. So that is what we are talking about. Then tertiary stage, we are talking about businesses that provide services. They provide services rather than what. So we have, for example, like teaching, nursing, or we can just say healthcare, banking, insurance. Those are some of the examples. List the 4 groups of factors of production. So our 4 factors of production is capital, labor, entrepreneurship, land or natural resources. In a paragraph form, give a brief explanation of the history of banks. So now we want to talk about the history of banks. How did we end up with banks? Okay. So banking originated, where did the banking system start from? So it originated in we call it ancient Mesopotamia. That is in around maybe 200 BC, 200 and 2000, not 200. So around 2000 BC. That's the way it originated. So people in this case, they could withdraw they are growing by, like they would write by the right. So they would write in ordered instruction. Means they would write out an ordered instruction. So now our modern banks were established like in the 17th century with the First National Bank. It started in the Eastern Province. It started in the Eastern Province Bank. That's how it started in Grahamstown. So it started in the Eastern Cape Province and it was known as the Eastern Province Bank. That's where it started. So that is what we have there. Okay. So yeah. Then the other questions that I have there, the case study questions. But I think for now, let us just leave it here. I hope it helped you. I hope this thing actually helped you. See you next time. Cheers.